Gina. It's real life here at Gye-Nyame Journey. Go give me my pick, Gina G. What's up, family? It is time for us to do our daily toast.
You say your pick?
My pick, please. All right. Oh man, you know what? Oh, I can't send out the superphone because my Wi-Fi is out at the house. I mean, I actually could have sent it out, but I didn't think about doing it on my phone before I started broadcasting. So a lot of people ain't gonna be getting it. So it ain't gonna be that many people on the show today. But hey, we can fix that. Hold on. Let's see. All right, y'all might still be watching, but I'm about to see if I could go and work this even with y'all on here. Here we go. I'm on my superphone right now. What's up, Spreaker? If you are out there, let me send out this text to all of G and J. Simple text. Or I could do a fancy update, but I'm not going to do that. We're just going to do G and J. Boom. We're going to search. Go. And what I'm going to do, not G and U, G and J. Go. Got 27 contacts. Click on all of them. I'm going to go to message. And I'm going to send y'all all a message. Here you go. Schedule. Nope. Time for the toast.
Why do you know like that?
Join us on FB
Stop.
or
to get
Spreaker. Sasha, you about to go on. Spreaker.com/Hot 10.
What?
Yep, I'm trying to boost that up.
Okay.
And here we go. Wow. Sent it out. Now let's see if y'all still up.
None of y'all still up. I think.
Resume. Alright. So I sent it out. Let's see how many people show up today. What's up?
Can you do it?
Do what?
Her hair.
It's real life here at Gye-Nyame.
It's
So of course my daughter need her attention. You know. We about to start. Of course people gonna start calling right now.
Why though? You can see people. He's doing our radio show. Did you hang up?
Alright. So we got people calling Brother Hot Tim right now. Brother Hot Tim is on the show. All y'all gotta do is check the Gye-Nyame Journey timeline to really find out what I'm doing.
You're famous.
No, I'm not famous yet, baby. I'm not famous yet.
But you're going to be.
Oh, I'm going to be? Uh-oh. Hey, prophecy from a baby. From the mouth of babes. Hey. All right, so we up. We got one person up. Who on the line? Come on out, family. Oh, man, I can't even open up the phone lines today because of my Wi-Fi is down. So since my Wi-Fi is down, it's kind of throwing everything off.
So now we can.
So we're going to do a quick toast. I got to get Sasha ready. She getting her hair done today. I got to get Clee ready. He getting his hair done. And then I got to get back here. And I have to start making that ambrosia.
My daddy likes ambrosia.
Ready.
My dad likes ambrosia popsicles.
Oh yeah, be on the lookout for those popsicles, as Sasha says. She's giving up family secrets. You kind of already, after all, did not discover you either the internet. What?
What?
I don't understand that. Try it again because something you kind of are already after all. Did I not discover you on the internet? No, well, I got multiple devices, and all my devices, because of the relationship I have with my phone company, all of my devices are Wi-Fi capable. You know, actually, you know what I could do? We might be able to get phone lines. Give me a second. Hold on. Good morning, Miss Amatu. This is what I'm gonna do, because you just gave me a thought. Man, I love Gye-Nyame family. Check this out. So, I can tether. I could turn on my mobile hotspot. I don't know how that's going to affect Gye-Nyame Journey, but let's see. Because then I'll be able to open the phone lines. Because I can offer Wi-Fi to my computer.
What?
Yeah, I should be able to offer Wi-Fi to my computer. So let me see if y'all still up. All right, my Wi-Fi is on. Resume. All right, let's see.
No, can we listen to music already? Can we
Sasha, hold on. So let's see if there is any available internet around. All right, hi Tim, connecting. Uh-oh.
Wait, what?
Uh-oh.
So it also says your name?
So let's see. CeeLo is up. We got somebody on Gye-Nyame Germany up. You know, we about to drink the water. We about to do the water song. But I want to see if I can get this internet hooked up, because my router, I think we burnt out the router, family. We out here doing it. We burning out routers. Give yourself a round of applause. Here. Sasha. It's real life here, Gye-Nyame. How come I'm not getting your emails? You haven't been getting the text? Did you get a text this morning? I just sent the text out. You didn't get the text this morning, CeeLo? So now, I got questions about the provider of, I got to check my superphone, because I don't know what's going on, because I'm sending them out. Yeah, I sent out text. Or did you sign, because I know you on my text list, so you ain't been getting my text at all, ever? With your name in it? So family, we got some issues here. Cause CeeLo, anybody else out there that's that's a daily toaster that has not been getting texts, because I've been sending out texts every morning before the show go off. All right, so now I'm gonna figure out what's going on now. So you didn't get a text at all this morning, or so that means we're doing something right, family, because that means we got some haters in the mix. None the last 2 days. So I think I sent out one this morning. I got this thing connecting. I don't know what's going on. It said can't connect to the network. My Wi-Fi router is burnt out, and I don't know what's going on with that. And I'm trying to get in touch with I'm trying to get in touch with the company right now. Okay, Amatu says she just got hers, but CeeLo says she's not getting hers. So I need to look into that. Give me a second to look into that, CeeLo. I might have to look into it after the show. I don't know what's going on. So you're not getting texts, and you said emails. Were you getting emails at one time? The computer will not connect to my Wi-Fi on my phone. Maybe because I'm streaming. So we won't be able to do call-in lines, family. But let me check one thing, CeeLo, real quick. That's strange.
That's strange what?
I know nobody ain't fucking with my data. Okay, yeah, you on here? Oh, I know what happened. All right, so now, all right, CeeLo. Oh, let me go on back. All right. I know what happened now. So now, CeeLo, the last 2 days, I haven't done the fancy text with the name on it. So what it is, I click a button up top, and it hits all of the ones on the page. I didn't go to the second page. You on the second page. So you and the Vita are the only two on the second page for Gye-Nyame Journey, which shows me now I got to talk to Superphone and let them know that when you just gave me an issue that I got to take up with CeeLo. I know why you didn't get the last 2 days. It's a mistake of the head, but not of the heart. So I apologize for that, and I'm going to get that fixed, right? Because every time I send out one of those texts with the name in it, it's a little extra. So what I do every now and then, I send out a blanket text to everybody on the list. But the way Superphone's program work, they only allow me to click the first page rather than clicking everybody that is on the page or in that group. So I'm gonna text Superphone about that and get them to fix that shit as soon as possible. And I apologize for you not getting your text because I kind of pride myself on doing some things right. But when we find it is wrong, we got to go on and make amends and make it work. So we're gonna get it together, family. Unfortunately, we won't be able to do calls today because my Wi-Fi router is burnt out, and I got to get in touch with AT&T to get that fixed. But I do still have this. I want to thank each and every last one of you. And I need to let you know that you are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. I am your host, and this is the Daily Toast, and this is a Heart of a Summer production where we strive to blow up your old paradigm. Alright, family. So, y'all know what it is. Grab your glass. Grab your glass. Grab your water. It's going down at Gye-Nyame Journey. I'm drinking the cheap water because I'm on the budget now. I got my blue glass. You know what they say. Drink your water. Come on. Y'all know what y'all got to do. Lift it up. Come on, drink your water. But first, take your breath and drink your water. Take your breath and drink your water. Take your... Oh, the music too loud. Take your breath. Drink, 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 drink. Okay. Drink, 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 drink. Somebody said they had the upper cup. Lift your glass and drink your water. Lift your glass and drink your water. Lift your glass and drink your water. Lift your glass. Drink, 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 drink. Drink, 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 drink. Drink some water. Move your body, drink some water. Move your body, drink some water. Move your body. Drink, 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 drink. Drink, 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 drink. Now raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Now raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Now raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Now raise your glass. Drink, 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 drink. Drink, 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 drink. Now lift your glass and drink your water. Now take your breath and drink your water. Now move your body and drink your water. Now raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Drink, 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 drink. Drink, 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 drink. Take your breath and drink your water. Raise your glass and drink your water. yo. Shouts out to Mr. Vita. Shouts out to Marcus Salter. Shouts out to Amadou. Oh, we're about to kick it. Unfortunately, we ain't gonna be able to have call-ins, but you can text or comment. A lot of stuff going on in the news flat. Drink, 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 drink. Drink, 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 drink. Great Imani to each and every last one of y'all. Imani is the foundation of all of the principles, and it is the one that energizes each and every last principle up above it. So, we're going to drink to that. Alright, family, I promised you that we would go through the Proverbs that we missed last week because of the late night at the school. But y'all know, we got the, you know what I'm saying, community. It never stops, family. We always got to be in motion. We always got to be in service. We always got to be building. Because that's what, you know, I mean, many of us chose this incarnation of life to come in at this time through our families to do what we're doing right now. You know what I'm saying? The work that we're doing. Not just sitting on the show, but the work that we're doing. The consciousness raising. Right? So, once again, I have to apologize because I don't have the phone lines open. I don't have the phone lines open because my router went bad and now I got to wait to get a router. Hopefully I will have it by Kuji Chagalia for the show because there should be nothing interfering with the shows for at least the next couple of weeks. Right? So, we in the news, y'all know that America and France and some of the other allies came together and bombed Syria. Y'all need to know that if you don't know that, right? Trump's lawyer, private property was raided and tons of files was taken. So we're going to see what's going to come of that, right? Facebook dude, Mark Zuckerberg, is up before Congress. Hey, so, I mean, so much stuff that, and so many different directions we go in. But first, we got to salute our ancestors before we get into anything. So before we even get into that, let's talk about what today is. Today is Imani, right? Imani. For those that don't speak the language, that's faith. The modic principle for the day is harmony. The M7 for the day is trust. So what we teach the kids in the public school system is trust. The color is red. The hermetic law today is gender.
No, it's not.
The male name for the day is Kwesi. The female name is Akosua. Right? So, all right. That's my wife calling. I got, we online. So we online. So we going to kick it. She trying to call back so she can give me the information so that we can get this Wi-Fi up and running. But more than likely, they're going to have to bring me out a new router. And I'm proud to say that we burnt it out. We burnt the router out. We tore it up together. We did it, right? Today, from the African Centered Cultural Virtue and Value System that's used by the most emancipation circles. Today, in Wolof, the idea will be Jom, a sense of honor and self-respect. In Akan ethics, it will be goodness of human nature. And in traditional Yoruba, it will be Oju Ona, originality. All right, family, let's get it. So now, it's time for us to finish this water, do our toast, and then we're going to jump into these proverbs. Then I'm going to get Sasha to where she need to get her hair done. Cleveland going to go get his hair cut. I think we might try to get out and at least measure the footage for the garden. We still working on it, He still got his seedlings coming up. I bought some seeds last night.
You already said that.
As y'all can see, my daughter ain't got nothing else to do but sit up here and heckle me.
What happened?
Don't waste that. All right. Real life here, Gye-Nyame, y'all. All right. So, are there any comments before we pour libations? Any other additional ancestors that anybody want us to recognize today? Any announcements? Oh, we do have an announcement. May 19th at the Millennium Community School, which is 3500 Refugee Road, at 12 p.m. we will be having drum call for the fantastic, magnificent Malcolm X Festival. And family, I want to salute you because we are halfway to where we need to be as far as our fundraising. Now today, after I get off with y'all, Gye-Nyame Journey will be dropping this $200 for, well, first I'm going to check the count. But if all goes well, we will be dropping our $200 for Gye-Nyame Journey for the festival. Then I'll be working up to raise my $200. You know what I'm saying? Because I want y'all to understand, I don't just be asking y'all to give. You know what I'm saying? We have, you know what I'm saying? This ain't that type of hustle. You know what I'm saying? My hustle requires me to do more than you. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to surpass me, you can do that. But I need to just let you know that when I'm asking you for something, I'm putting in first. You know what I'm saying? If I'm asking you to do something, best believe that I done did it before. You know what I'm saying? So you don't hear me coming on here talking about let's fast and I'm not doing it. Let's give up this and I'm not doing it. You know what I'm saying? You lead by what you do. Sister Christine said, has anyone gotten Renee's money? Renee, I spoke to Renee last night, and Brother Renee is going to hold on to that until we meet again. He called. He spoke to Kwame last night, and he got with me yesterday. And CeeLo, make sure he knows that the 300 number, because I keep trying to tell him the 300 number is a text only number, and I talked with him about it, and I'm gonna get his phone. I'm gonna load my stuff in there so that when he want to get direct access to me, you know what I'm saying, he gets direct access to me. But yeah, I spoke with Brother Renee, and Brother Renee is out there on the grind, and he the one that pushed us up to halfway because we're trying to get it about. Right now, the goal is about 3,200. We are at 16 right now between the committee and the community donating. And then on top of that, we're getting more vendors every day. I'm gonna send out some more text, family. And because like one of the reasons I'm not sending out a whole bunch of texts because Sister Navita came up with some beautiful flyers, but I don't want to overburden you with text because we still got to do the fundraiser, but we still have to let you know about the talent show. Shouts out to Miss Jackson. I see you out there, Stephanie. Thank you for joining us. Listen, I want to send shouts out to the community because, like I said, we're at the halfway mark, right? And I don't want to send out so many texts that I'm just burning y'all out to where you look at the text and be like, oh, it's just another text from Gye-Nyame Journey or Brother Hotel. You know what I'm saying? I like to space them out so that, you know what I'm saying, especially those in G&J because y'all get texts from me every day. Those daily toasters get texts from me every day about the toast. You know what I'm saying? About anything that goes out to the rest of the community, G&J getting it first. You understand? So I'm not trying to burn people out. You know what I'm saying? So please let me know when y'all getting too many texts. You know what I'm saying? Because right now we're moving into the point where I need to push the point far as the Malcolm X Festival because I know a lot of people are not giving because at the point in time when they received the text, they didn't have it. But I want to be able to catch them when they got it. So I got to send out those texts. So I got to balance, not overburdening you with texts and catching you at the right moment. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So that's where we at right there. So I'm going to finish this water, and we're going to get these ancestors. Now, once again, family, if you have ancestors that you want to add to the list, and you're on here now, whether you're listening live through Spreaker or you catching us on Facebook, type them in. I'll take a moment. I'll write them down. That's how, like I said, you know what I'm saying? We got us a book. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to end up going to get us a private book because this is my personal notebook as well. And And like right now, we at maybe between 3 and 6 pages. If I was to write all these out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to have to get us our own book. You know what I'm saying? Because, maybe 5, 6, 7 years from now, I'm going to be reading, and it's going to be like an hour read. You know what I'm saying? Which I don't mind. As long as y'all don't mind, I don't mind. Because I honestly believe that we are, in a sense, doing some major building by remembering those whose shoulders we stand upon. Okay. CeeLo is adding Charles McDaniel. Okay. And we got to say his name 3 times when we pour. I'm going to put him under your list, CeeLo. Charles McDaniel. All right. Speaking of Cincinnati, man, there was a family. Check this out, family. There was we had our poor uncle, last Imani. And we had a family from Cincinnati that came up. And brother was showing me pictures of his garden. And he grows enough food. Well, actually, he can't even call it a garden. He grows enough food in his farm, in his backyard farm, to feed him and his family for the year. So he showed me how everything is laid out. He showed me the pickle barrels. And I want to bring them up. You know what I'm saying? It would be nice to bring them up to do a workshop in Columbus as far as, you know what I'm saying? I mean, because I want you to think about this. I don't know how much y'all spend on food, right? But we spend in my house between $400 and $600 a month, right? And that's because my kids ain't big yet. I'm just letting y'all know. And $200 don't stretch nearly as far as it used to. So we got individuals that are part of our collective, of our extended collective, that have the skills, right, to take a backyard and rather than having a nice looking lawn, have a beautiful garden that not only serves the function of stimulating the eyes with beauty, but also in fulfilling the hungers of the gut. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us, family, if we really talking about going to the next level, a lot of us are going to have to either get in the backyard or find some young people to put in the backyard to start doing the gardens. We got to start doing the garden. She said gardening and canning, and I'm also put the fermenting as well, right? So that, because family, you can't talk. You can't be serious about no boycotts. You can't be serious about no revolution if you can't feed the people. We can't. You know what I'm saying? We just talking. You understand what I'm saying? If they say a military moves on its belly. You know what I'm saying? If you can't provide the troops, if you can't provide those that's protesting with an alternate means of sustaining themselves and their families, then you are not talking revolution. But if CeeLo got a backyard garden, and I take the little 6x6 that I got, because check this out, there's this thing called square foot gardening, where you could maximize the amount of stuff you put, because you break up your garden into 12-foot plots, little 12-inch plots. And there's a certain amount of plants that you can plant in each one. And there's a certain group of plants that go good with each other. And if you group them in properly and properly weed, you can pull out a massive amount of food out of a small area. So even if you have a small area, family, we could work it out. They even have tower gardens. Check this out. If those of you that's been following me on Gye-Nyame Journey, y'all see that we got the garden towers in the school, right? The indoor garden towers, they're about $1,000 a piece. It grows on aeroponics. The plants grow, literally like greens. You know what I'm saying? Boom, it grows like that. But they also have a garden tower for outside, where you could plant about 29 to 30 different plants on a stand that might stand about 4 to 5 feet high. It ain't even 5 feet high. It's probably about 3.5 to 4 feet high, and it rotates. And in the middle is a vermipost a station where you got actual worms that's crawling through your crops, as well as you could take your extra food or the waste and you can put it in there and the worms eat it. They turn it into that black gold, which is what vermipost is basically worm poop that you could take and you could feed your plants with, right? And you could have one of those or two of those, and those cost about $400 outside, and you can grow crops. And then when it get cold, if you cold with it, right, you could bring it inside and do the same thing inside. Family, there's so many methods for us to take, because not only does a military move on its stomach, a culture moves on its stomach as well. A culture, a group, a culture, a people, let me just say this, a people whose food is provided for by others is not really a culture. Let me say that again. A people whose food is provided for them by outside sources is not really a culture. They're not even you know what I'm saying? They are servants. Because at any given time, they can cut off the food. And for most of us, within 3 days, we're going to surrender. 3 days. Sister Christine says, YouTube videos is really not that hard. We've gotten too sophisticated to grow our own, but that's how I was raised. We have to get back into putting our hands into the earth. We got to get back into motivating our kids to put their hands in the earth. You know what I'm saying? Why? You know what I'm saying? Because when Cleve told me he wanted to be a farmer, I got excited. I said, wow. You know what I'm saying? I know he might change his mind. You know what I'm saying? But just the fact that he thought about it, I said, wow. You know what I'm saying? All right. He's catching it. You know what I'm saying? He might do some things to get me upset, but he's catching the idea that in order for us to move to the next level, we got to start providing food. We have to be able to take food. We got to be able to dry food. We got to be able to can it. We got to be, I prefer fermenting. I ain't really getting into the canning, but those that like the canning, you could do that. I'm into the fermenting. We got to be able to ferment and store our food and put away food so that when it's time to eat, because I demonstrated for y'all. I fermented some food last summer. I pulled it out and ate it right here, and I'm still alive. I'm still kicking. Can't kill me. And you know what I'm saying? Those beets and those potatoes and some of those greens, because I have the beet leaf in there as well, man, and some other greens up in there. Man, let me tell you, man, it was good. He can do anything else and still farm at home. My grandparents and graduated did, and granddad did. Grandparents and it says graduated. I don't know, but the point is, if he just want to farm, see, because check this out, everybody is not going to be a farmer, but everybody may have a backyard. So if Cleve was to start a business where he was going around to people and farming their extra pieces of land, you know what I'm saying? And rather than paying them, he give them a portion of the crops or something like that. I don't know. I mean, we got young people that we need to go and get them to start seeing the business behind food. You know what I'm saying? We just look at food as stuff we consume, but we need to start getting our young people looking at the business. Oh, great-grandparents. Her great-grandparents did. My grandparents used to have a little garden too. Well, not. They had a little one in the backyard, but then on some land out in a place called Copley, they had land. Matter of fact, I don't know. My mom might still got that land, but probably not. You know what I'm saying? But the whole piece is, that's something that we used to do because we had to supplement what we got. And the best way to supplement it is by what? Growing it yourself. I mean, how much the seeds cost? I paid $2.99 for some beet seeds yesterday, and that was high. Right? That was high. I mean, how much do spinach seeds cost? How much, you know what I'm saying? I mean, how much is it? How much really is it to go and get that soil prepared and going out there and do it? Canning is very easy. Making preserves and jelly that had grapevines, etc. Man, and that's what I'm saying, family. in order for us to really be serious about this, we got to get out there and get in that dirt. Or at least we got to have a crew. Every tribe need to have at least a crew within that tribe that is concerned with making sure that we are, like, for example, at our parents, when we have our meals, one of the things that I'm working, I'm going to start with Kwanzaa. One of the things I'm working towards with Kwanzaa, with these garden towers, is to have these young people preparing the greens for the salads, and maybe even some greens, right, for the meal. If not all of them, to come from them. You know what I'm saying? So that they could see us grubbing on their food and see us celebrating a whole celebration around a harvest, and a harvest that we eating on. A large part of that meal, the salad and the greens that come to that meal, came from them. Man, I'm not playing. The woman from Cincinnati, her class is about both gardening and canning. That's hot. Remember, drink your water, family. I'm thinking about getting some money and getting me my personal distiller, because I went out and I had to lug like 15 gallons of water in yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, ambrosia, I don't use sink water. I mean, hell, only in extreme moments do we drink sink water around these parts. So also we got in the room, she joins us on Spreaker, but Miss Amatu put up a recipe for chow chow, or as they say down south, chow chow, right? You know what I'm saying? She put in a recipe for it, right up on Spreaker. So we got people already within our tribe, because in many cases we national, within our tribe right now with the skills to be able to provide us with everything that we need. Miss CeeLo says she hauled 10 gallons too. The struggle is real. You know what I'm saying? So, because, what's to prevent us as a group from getting a piece of land with some water on it? Hell, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, family. It's not. The financial struggle. Shouts out to Miss Ruthie. I see you out there. You know what I'm saying? But the struggle is real, because as individuals, our income is limited. But like, for example, I was on the radio show yesterday, and Brother Charles brought up the fact, that we need to get back to working together. And the piece that I had to throw in there was that we still are working together. Because right now, for this Malcolm X celebration, there is no outside money coming in. All the money that's making this festival happen is our money. Last Kwanzaa, all of that $8,000 that went into that Kwanzaa last year was money that came from us. So we're doing it. And if you need further ideas of how we are using Ujamaa, which is cooperative economics, right? Just go to the churches. We see it all the time. These churches are being built because people are putting their money together. You understand what I'm saying? So the spirit is just there. We just need to guide it a little bit more. We just need to be in it a little bit more and guide it. Like, for example, I'm asking for help with the Malcolm X Festival and people responding. You know what I'm saying? People dropping $10 and $25. And with me, I'm not just with you donating. So I'm giving you a book or because I'm about to go back in right now and throw on the meditation CD. You know what I'm saying? I got stuff we could trade, because I honestly believe that economy is based on a trade that's going on. And whenever the trade is one way, it's not healthy. We need cycles in our community. So when you give to something, right, there has to be something coming back. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes a feeling of feeling good is great. But I think that far as us as a conscious collective, as a conscious group of individuals, when people give something to us, you know what I'm saying? Something needs to come back. There needs to be a flow. Because for so long, the flow in our community has only been one way, and it's been out. You know what I'm saying? And if you look at the economics of our community now, all of our flow is going out. And you can't maintain a nation like that. But how do you stop it? You first start by practicing it within the groups that we have. So when we give, there should be something coming back. For example, you know what I'm saying? Well, a discussion that we got to have, like for example, when people say they're going to support Gye-Nyame Journey, there's something they're getting on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? Because at this point in time, I'm talking with people right now. I'm saying, hey, we need to put together a newsletter. We need to put together something where we're covering all of the stuff that we talk about on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? This means once more people start giving, I got to get up on my calendar game. I got to get this calendar up and get it ready so that people can get it. You know what I'm saying? On a monthly basis, it's being updated with proverb of the month. Not a proverb of the month, proverb of the week. I mean, I got to get off the monthly game. I'm slow. I got to get on the weekly game. So I got to go and get the proverb of the week together. I got to go and get, or the proverbs of the week, because usually we try to do about 3, right? So that when we have a discussion on Ujima, y'all can just chime right in, like, boom, yeah, I was looking at that. What time is it? Oh, snap. Okay, cool. All right. I'm going to have to get ready to get up out of here. I ain't even did the toast yet, family. All right. Water done. Let's get this toast on so we can talk about these proverbs and also the folk tale of that week. You know what I'm saying? Because we're going to continue folk tale for grown folks and tribal quotes and just plug people right into that. So regardless of whether they're in the show or not, they can still get participate in the 224 self-help process. You know what I'm saying? Or 224 self-mastery process. However you want to say it. I just call it self-help process. But the piece is 224 because we got to spend at least 2 hours a day. 2 hours within a 24-hour period. 2 hours in every 24-hour period on working on us. Y'all need to ingrain that in your mind. At least 2 hours. Because your enemy is working 24 hours a day to keep you where you are. And since we can't get the full 24 hours yet, we got to start with something. So I'm saying at least 2 hours dedicated to you pulling yourself together through intuitionally, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, or physically. In some form or fashion, at least 2 hours a day, you're working on you. On you. Right? So whether it's you wrestling with a proverb or wrestling with a folk tale, doing that wisdom mining, or whether it's you getting up and jogging and working out, whether it's you getting up and doing some writing, you know what I'm saying? Moving towards mastery. As y'all hear, it's real life at Gye-Nyame. Hey, I hope all of y'all dressed because I got to have Sasha over at this place by 2 o'clock. Here we go. Last little bit of ambrosia. So tomorrow we may be toasting with some green tea. And by the way, got a little bit left. And by the way, for those that wasn't here yesterday, I have changed up the green teas. I'm going to experiment with a different type of green tea. So hopefully this batch will come out right. I know it's going to come out right. But this green tea will provide people that take it with some more polyphenols, a little bit more vitamin C. You know what I'm saying? I'm upping the grade, upping the quality. You know what I'm saying? Because at first we was in, I'm experimenting mode. I'm boom, boom, boom. Been in this for about 1.5 years now. Now it's time for us to elevate. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm moving to a certain level of mastery with it because I did the process so many times and I'm helping other people with the process. Now it's time for us to start experimenting with different types of green teas. So we're going to elevate the game. So those of you that are taking ambrosia right now, the health benefits that are about to come, it's about to, you know what I'm saying? Because we was just using some plain green tea. Now, I done got a plug for I'm gonna keep it as long as I can. Got a plug for some of that sencha. We working. Look it up. Sencha. SEN CHA. It was too expensive for me to brew before, but got a plug, right? So now we're going to work with it. So now going to the stars of the show, the stars of the show. First, giving honor to the creator by whatever name you choose, call that creator. We lift up our glass and we salute that creator. And once again, by the name that you choose, we salute that power that is around us and within us. And we pray for the power to be able to recognize it, right? In everything. So we lift up that glass and we say, Ashe. From there, family, to the stars of the show, we're going to call on those ancestors. Let me open the book so I don't have to be moving through here. So, without any further ado, we go to Miles Brown, Miss Ann, Robert the Texana Davis, Herman Brown Sr., Rosalie Tilly, Georgia William Walton, Chris and Fanny Gatson, Aunt Nina, Uncle Chris, Aunt Fiend, Cleveland Geneva Brown, Margaret Ellis, Wash Ellis, Cecil Ellis, Elvira Brown, Gina Gaines, Herman Brown II, Barbara Twiggs, Wash Ellis Jr., Katie Ellis, Nikki Ellis, Jamon Jones, Jeremiah Tappan, John Falar, Montague Pittman L, Nomo X, Pat Meyer, Ramanika Fakur, Dr. Marianne Williams, Coach Kamal, Elder Farmer, Elder Millie Dixon, Tony Clark, Pastor Yusuf Weston, Elder Ageni, Elder Ron Coleman, Elder Robert Donaldson, Alfred Brofro, Hector Jr., J. Edwards, Carlisle Harris, Grace Lundy, Inez Harris, William Bill Moss, Phyllis Rose, Sterling and Lucy Wright, Diego L. Pullian, the Luxter Brothers, Miss Edith Brooks Crawley, Miss Marie Nelson, Mr. Frederick Crawley Sr., Miss Jerry Brunson, Mr. Alonzo Johnson, Miss Marie McDowell, Janice Foster, Charles Jordan, Carol Smith, Walter Smith, Richard Triggs, Francis Johnson, Mary Franklin, Jimmy Williams, Daniel Ford, George Gibson, Nana Loretta Clark, Inez McCrae, Fritz Clark, Frankie Justice, Katie Justice, Derek Randerman, Virginia Rogers, Reverend James Smith, Lois Henderson, Calvin Spratling, Mary Elizabeth Walker, Raymond Walker Sr., Sarah Jane Carter, Michael Ford Jr., Kellen D. Russell, Susan B. Smith, Teresa Clay, Melvin Dale Hines, Melvin Dale Howard Jr., Herman Copeland, Mildred Copeland, Jenny Clay, Bird Beatty, Sarah Well, Levita Farmer, Agosa Shoe, Cheryl Harvey, Aunt Charmaine, Aunt Evelyn, Theodis Hansberry, Harvey Hansberry Sr., Leonard Dickinson, T.C. Islam, Terrell Dunbar, Will Thomas, Sarah Berry, Mark Walsh, Merle B. Thornton, Pearl G. Thornton, Ida Johnson, Florence M. Carter, Joanne Thornton, Erica Tricia Lewis, Juanita Wright, Robert Wright, George Wright, Mary Eliza Frederick Davis, Mary Elizabeth Rogers, Mary Esther Keechler Reese, Linda Watson Hammonds, Jarrell Giles, Watson, Sparrow, Slimmy, Selvin Lewis, Andrew Holmes, Pearl Moore, Percy Moore Jr., Mildred Owens, Booker T. Bolden, Charlie Hunt, Sammy Stover, Hilda Pearson, Sturgeon Thornton, Richard Thornton, Lavinia Hall, Freeman Bankster, Mary Moss, Sophia Peacock, Willie Thornton, Napoleon Kennedy, Mark Ramsey, Paul Ramsey, Matt Ramsey, David Ramsey, Charles E. Thornton, Frankie Quells, Rainier Thornton, Bernice Quells, Ernestine Jackson, Frankie Johnson, Teresa Mormon, Leon Johnson, Charles Bell, Vivian Ramsey, Ashley Johnson, Delrita Johnson, Leon Johnson, James W. West Sr., James Parham, Dana Jones, Henry World, James Farmer, Mary Chavez, Leon Grace, Bessie Johnson, Hattie Levester, Mary Moreland, Paul Moreland, Elder Caleb, Rosemary Martineer, Elder Imatette Wellman, Fred Douglas Triggs Sr., Thelma Triggs, Thomas and Lula Berry, Lacey Eleanor Howe, Frank and Russell and Davis, Fred Douglas Triggs II, Vina Triggs, Reverend Eddie Moore, Helen Fuller, Eugene Jackson Sr., Richard Ellis, Silas Alexander, Charles Maxwell, Percy May Alexander, Arthur Reynolds, Stanley Lockhart, Ricky Lockhart, William Lockhart, Woodrow Lockhart, Brenda Porter, Deacon Hargrove, Carla Sawyer, Andrew Parker, Doris Donald, Ellis Murphy, DeFriedis Hines, Inez Bostic, Edna Bostic, Winifred Scantleberry, Phyllis Lee, Eugene Spratling, Calvin Spratling, Charles Wooden, Joe Davis, Timothy Butler, John Dewey, Ruth Beard, Miriam Johnson, Wilbert Longmire, Edith Catney, Janice Carter, Michael Carter, Leon Peanut Carter, Margaret Carter, William Carter, Lisa Jordan, I think that's Lisa Jordan, and Charles Lee Mosley, Gene Holmes, Dana Jones, Peter Charles, Christy Nichols, Cardinal Robinson, Rosemary Charles, Ada Pearl, Bob Ingalls, Jack Wallace, Warren P. Finch, Tim Ingalls, Audrey Finch, William Billingsley Jr., Jennifer Sensenball, Hazel Gatson, Jerry Bradley, Brian Watson Jr., Kaniko Parsons, Stacy Trice, Frank Smith, Mother Bertha, Michael Leonard, David Brown, Ruth Carter, June Cox, Ruth Cox, Paula Cox, Ronald Irving, Judy Hubbard, Irene Johnson, Francis Boots Jefferson, Dan Wilkinson Sr., Emma McClendon, Jerry Doyle, Amina Robinson, Patricia Williams, Shabaka Toure, Donna Hill, Richard Gleavis, Lee Irby, Tom Irby, Voy Irby, Jim Gaucher, George and Haley Johnson, Archie and Margaret Armstead, Archie Beck, Anna McGill, Charles McDaniels, Aunt Becca, Alice Arnold, Arthur Arnold, Hattie Reed, Charles Reed, Eula and Andrew Baker, Patricia and Edwin Brooks, Gwendolyn and Bob Hatch, Kimball Vernon, Bradley Kim, Janie Harriet Tubman Cates, Spencer Sturgis, Sally Mae Baker, Ethel Baker, Creola Baker, Geneva Baker, Aaron Nino Baby Hatch, Hatch Sr., Mally Miller, Housie Hatch, Dad Cleveland, Mother Gibson, Alex Nixon, John Bowie, Lester and Rachel Sanders, Doretha Ross, Riola Ross, Robert Nelson, Francis Stevenson, Leroy Stokes, Neely Johnson, Fletcher Swan, Maddie and Charlie Scott, Vivian Stevenson, Mona Ann Lewis, Cornetta Lyman Lewis, John Jackson, William Dallas Lewis, Mary Francis. I gotta go back to my list. My writing is, it says Chapdale, Jackson, Michael Slade, Joanne Perkins, Richard Jackson. I feel bad about that. I gotta go and find that. I think it's Chappelle Jackson. We got Martha Ford Dawson, Big Mama, Nanny Harris, Eva Ford, James Hairston, Margaret Towns, Mary Williams, Leroy Key Heath Sr., Albert Moore, Miss Vanilla, Albert Motley, Geraldine Elizabeth, Douglas Thompson, Erlington Houston. Family, we lift up the glass to all of our ancestors. And we say, Ashe. All right? From there, family, we move on to the present moment. We salute this moment and we say, Ashe. From there, family, we salute our future, our children, our children's children, on to infinity. And we say, Ashe. Family, we move on to all of our relations. And we say, Ashe. Last but not least, I toast the most important thing in the room, you. Daily Toasters is getting up on the grind every morning, checking in. And we say, Ashe. Where is that? Ashe. Ooh, don't want to waste that. Ashe. 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 I wish you peace, power, joy, and 100 years. So as quickly as we can, Sasha and Gina, are y'all dressed?
Yes.
Do y'all have on y'all shoes?
Yes. No.
You got on socks?
Yes.
You got on lotion?
Yes. Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. You go check and make sure Cleve is together. All right. So, on the way out the door, family, I want to talk about some of these proverbs. Day 24, out of the Gye-Nyame Journey Workbook, Travel Quotes, compiled by Hatem Gye-Nyame, which happens to be myself. I know the guy, pretty cool guy, right? You know what I'm saying? You can go to GyeNyameJourney.com. In the top tab, you can find the book. You go and support us by purchasing the book. Actually, I'm thinking about putting for, somebody to support, like I said, right now, we're on the grind. So we halfway there. So I'm trying to get the rest of that money so that we're going to make sure we have us a magnificent festival. One of the things that I would really like to get out there is we're having a field day for the young people. I would love to be able to have a bounce house for the kids and even some other inflatable things out there for the young people to be able to have a good time, because we got a lot of field, family. And I'm just saying, it will be a marvelous thing for us to actually have the blow up obstacle courses for our kids. They even got these big bars where the kids can get in. They can have relay races. You know what I'm saying? That is the goal for the field day. Not this year. But if we get enough money, you best believe we gonna go and do that. They even got a giant slide that they blow up that you can climb up to the top of, and the kids can slide down. You know what I'm saying? They could bring all that out and have it set up in about a half an hour. You know what I'm saying? And we can keep it for about 4 hours, and our kids could be out there having a good time, getting to know each other. You know what I'm saying? Developing relationships, and the parents can get to know each other. These cultural stabilizing holidays are a real time for us to actually do some true community building, which is the same as spirituality. It's all about relationships, right? So the first proverb is, the one exclusive sign of thorough knowledge is the power of teaching. That's Aristotle. Whoever is not in his coffin and the dark grave, let him know he has enough. That's from Walt Whitman. And last one, when a person falls, she becomes acquainted with the nature of the ground. So I'm going to go and sip on my toast. Y'all let me know whether y'all want me to hit 1, 2, or 3. Y'all also can type in your comments and I'll read them out. Y'all want to do 1, 2, or 3? Hit me up. Ooh, I love this mature ambrosia, but I can't wait to taste it with the... Oh! I'm going to get back. I'm going to bag up this tea. I'm going to set it off in this water. I'm going to let it sit, and we might be able to toast them all with a little bit of green tea, or I might even have some of my Death Eater tea, because I'm making some Death Eater, right? Because we're moving towards the festival, and I want people to know that the Death Eater is real. I want you to know. So 1, 2, or 3. Come on, family. Somebody type something in. 1, 2, or 3. Since I can't get nobody on the line. I'm sipping and waiting. Y'all on them cell phones. Uh-oh. Somebody on Gye-Nyame Journey said number 2. Whoever is not in his coffin in the dark grave, let him know he has enough. This one is one about life and the power of life. The power that we have in the moment, right? Because it's like a lot of us, we settle into a sense of powerlessness. We can't make no changes, right? But I think it was Sister CeeLo who had a post up that said, if you don't think a small individual can make a big difference, then you haven't spent the night with a mosquito. You understand what I'm saying? And the whole piece is, all it takes is an individual with a drive that can make things happen. I need y'all to understand that, family. Listen, because it's like what this man is saying is, as long as you're not in the grave, you still can make stuff happen. You know what I'm saying? You still have the ability to make it happen, as long as you're not in the grave. And because he wasn't in the system of belief that we are in, right? You know what I'm saying? Even in the grave, family. You know what I'm saying? Because the grave is the resting place for your share. It's not the resting place for you. You still have an opportunity. Because, family, you got to understand. Every time we call our ancestors, we are, in a sense, feeding them. We are waking them up, right? We are making them conscious because we have neglected our ways for so long. Our ancestors have been walking around in the days. Our ancestors have been existing in the days, not able to help us. But every day, I want you to understand this, for every day, we're going on 2 years. Every day, last year, in 2017, from before 2017 until now, we have been calling on our ancestors. And our ancestors are up. And things are starting to happen. And things are starting to move, family. Because now we are pulling on a spiritual power that we had laying dormant for so long. And the power in it is in us doing it together. Do y'all understand that every morning we are getting up every morning, and you know, we can't say morning right now, but on those on Kaumba and Imani. Y'all got to catch me when you can, right? But the PC is sending out those texts. But we coming together in a ritual fashion. We're raising our glasses and we're saluting those that came before us. Right? So what that means is that when you pass on, you're going to have a group of individuals not only toasting you on this side, but you're going to have a group welcoming you on the other side. In a true fashion. You understand what I'm saying? Welcoming you on the other side. Which means that you're going to be able to be conscious. So that you'll be able to do what Marcus Garvey said he was going to do. Marcus Garvey promised us, he said that when we're ready to move, he's going to come with 100 million Africans from the other side to help us. Family, we building up on that. We got an army that you see and an army that you can't see or touch. Man. So the one, whoever is not in his coffin and a dark grave, let him know he has enough. Family, we have enough. We got time to get our gardens together. We got time to do. We have enough to do everything that we need to do. We have enough to throw our claim up in this government's face. We have enough to try to start stabilizing as much as possible the economic conditions of our community. We have enough to produce food because all of us in some form or fashion have backyards or have access to backyards, and we could take a little bit to no money to get out there and start planting up this food. We can start learning the can. We have enough. So let he or whoever is not in the coffin or the dark grave know that we have. And the other thing we got working for us, we got the power of now. All great things always happen in the now. They never happen in the past. They never happen in the future. All great things and all great people become great in the now. Why? Because they embrace their moment. And I'm here to tell you, family, this is your moment. This is our moment. I keep on telling y'all, we chose to be born at this time because this was a time for legends. And the question that you have to ask yourself, family, what are you doing to be legendary? Your name should, we have the ability right now for our names to echo for the next 15 to 20 generations. We have an impossible task in front of us. You know what I'm saying? This is why I love myths. This is why I love fables, right? Hercules, who, if you look at it, the original source of Hercules was Heru, but we won't go into that. Let's keep it at Hercules or Heracles at this point in time. Yeah, go start the car. Hercules. No, I'll do that. You just gonna get your sisters together. Hercules' family was killed unjustly. Because now this is crazy, fam. I want y'all to understand this. Hercules. When you say his name like Hercules, Hercules was in Greek myth named in dedication to Hera, which was Zeus's wife, which was the deity that consistently tried to kill this motherfucker. So the name that he carried was a salute to the very deity that was trying to kill him. What does that have to do with the proverb, Brother Hatim? Hercules was driven crazy by Hera, and Hercules went home and killed his entire family. And in order to make amends, he had to do 12 impossible tasks. 12 impossible tasks. Family, the situation that Hercules was in is the very same situation that we are in at this point. We got 12 impossible tasks that we have to pull together. 12. And it's impossible for us to do it. And it was impossible for Hercules. And it was impossible for Heru. And it was impossible for Tahaka. And it was impossible for Nzinga. And it was impossible for Marcus Garvey to do what he did. And it was impossible for the Honorable Elijah Muhammad to build what he. And it was impossible for Booker T. Washington to start Tuskegee. And it was impossible what George Washington Carver did with peanuts. Family, we come from people who have always thrived on the impossible. This is what we got to grasp. So whoever is not in the coffin and in the dark grave, let him or her know that it is enough. Family, we have always had our back against the wall. Even when we was on the top. Because when we was on the top, it was always somebody trying to knock us down. Remember that. We have enough. And all we got to do is pull it together. All some of us got to do, some of us got to pull our heads up out our ass. Some of us got to, get rid of some of the ego. We all got work to do. But family, the impossible task only means that it takes a little bit longer. In Gye-Nyame, right? Impossible task. You know what I'm saying? That might be a week to a month. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, this the mind state we got to produce. You know what I'm saying? When I look at one of my brothers, one of the ones that have been through the system, and I be like, make it happen, motherfucker. You know what? I sent out a question to my inner circle. I said, we need ideas on how to raise $15,000 a month. What's the next step? How can we make $15,000 a month? These are the questions we need to wrestle with as a community. Because I'm not talking about Brother Hatil making $15,000. I'm talking about us making $15,000. So when it's time for one of our children to go to a Simba camp, or it's time for us to bring somebody here with a powerful workshop to change lives, or it's time for us to do a festival, you know what I'm saying? We got access to that door. When it's time for us to buy a building so that we can have our own space, so that we can meet, and we can have our own garden in the backyard, and we can have constant programming going on for adults and young people, you know what I'm saying? We're going to need that type of money. $15,000 ain't even a lot. But the point that I'm trying to make is, it sounds impossible, but that just means it take a little bit longer and a little bit more thought. Us to conquer our community. You know what I'm saying? To conquer and to establish the borders around our community. Impossible. Just take a little bit longer. Us taking control of the economics within our community and influencing economic systems around the world. It's impossible. Just take a little bit longer. That's all that means. You know what I'm saying? Us taking control of the social development of our children. Impossible. Just mean it just take a little bit longer. We got to get a little bit more creative. We could do that shit, family. Because we're not in the grave. And then what's going to be even more crazy for y'all, because I want y'all to hear this, right? See, I love calling, I got my son call me old man. Other boys around the school heard him call me old man, and now they coming up to me like, what's up, old man? You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people look at me like, oh, they ain't no goddamn insult. That's a motherfucking blessing that I made it to be an old man. And it's an honor for these young people to look at me as an old man, because that means that when they have issues, they're going to come to the old man to sit down and discuss with the old man about their issues, which means that if they have enough respect to call me old man, that means that they are willing to learn and listen, which means that I already am brewing the next generation. Every day I get to experience and talk and work with 600 of our babies. Every day. You understand what I'm saying, family? It is not bleak. It looks hard. It looks impossible to change some of them. But and what inspired me more, I had one of the young girls come back to visit the school the other day. Made me feel so good. I'm like, oh my God, it is good to see you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, boom, it's worth it. Because I struggle with her. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it's like, you know, she in school, she handling her business. I'm like, cool, all right, cool. She ain't got no baby on her hip, none in her belly. Oh, shit, you listen. You know what I'm saying? But hold on. Somebody on Gye, I don't even know who. Gye-Nyame Journey says, I have a strategy. We should set a time for me to deliver it. It can do that and more. Who is this? Who is this? Gye-Nyame Journey said that. All right. All right. We're moving on to the next proverb. All right. I got to go. 1 or 3?
3.
I need that address with the, I need the address. I get it. Where I got to take Sasha.
Who's that?
Oh, Shaka. Okay. I have a strategy. We should, all right. I just wanted to make sure. Because I'm sitting up here like, hold up. We done been infiltrated. All right, here we go. The one exclusive sign of thorough knowledge is the power of teaching. The one exclusive sign of thorough knowledge is the power of teaching. And not just teaching, but being able to teach children. I added that, right? Because I want us to understand, family, it's cool to be able to talk to adults, right? But can you take these complicated concepts and show your mastery and communicate them to a 3rd grader? Can you make Gina understand? Hell, Sasha talk. Can you make Sasha grasp it? You know what I'm saying? This shows your mastery of it, right? And we need masters like this in our community. So the one exclusive sign of thorough knowledge is the power of teaching. And not only being able to teach, because we have a lot of teachers in our community, but can you hold an audience? You see what I'm saying? Because for a long time, we gotta remember that this prison school system, this shit is new. This is new to civilization. Motherfuckers used to choose whether or not they was gonna get education. I'm just letting it, and I know a lot of y'all is gonna disagree. They had to have money, yes, but them motherfuckers chose their teachers. You know what I'm saying? The teacher had to have a good reputation. The teacher had, and I stress, had to be able to hold an audience. Had to have a reputation, had to be able to hold an audience, had to be able to hold the student's attention. And inspire the student to do what was necessary in order to move towards mastery. Even our ancestors called it a lure to mastery. A teacher has to be able to throw out a lure to mastery. You hearing me, but you're not even there yet. You understand what I'm saying? The teacher has to entice, seduce his students, not to fall in love with the personality of the teacher, but to fall in love with the knowledge that the teacher is the guardian at the gate of. Teacher, I want to get beyond you. So the one exclusive sign of thorough knowledge is the power of teaching. You want to have thorough knowledge? You got thorough knowledge? Can you teach? And I ain't talking about teaching to a captive audience. Because for far too long, we've been doing this captive audience shit. And that has to stop. You not only have to be able to educate their mind, you got to move their intuition. You got to move once, you got to move their mind, you got to move their emotions. You got to touch their spirit. And you got to activate their bodies. Well, you're not teaching. You just going over a goddamn curriculum. And I'm so sick of motherfuckers coming at me talking about curriculum. You know what I'm saying? The curriculum is not right. No, it ain't necessarily the curriculum, because a good teacher could take a bad curriculum and bring that shit to life and grow kids and grow children into adults. It's been happening for thousands of years before we even ever sat down in these fucking classrooms. And in a sense, in many ways, we have to go back. All right, I'm going to go over the last one. When a person falls, she become acquainted with the nature of the ground. When a person falls, they become acquainted with the ground. So in this scenario, the ground is something stable. The ground is something that's always there. So when a person falls, they become acquainted with the ground. What can the ground be acquainted with? The one thing that we kind of erase is that the ground is supposed to, when you land on the ground, it means you failed. Now, one of the things we got to get our children as well as ourselves acquainted with is failure. Why? Why? Because it's only through going through the gate of, so actually the gatekeeper to success is failure. You have to fall. And we put in our kids' minds, you can't fail, you're not supposed to fail. Failure is not an option. Failure has to be an option because it's only through failure. What we don't want our kids to do is quit. Failure is feedback. Failure lets you know where you are. God damn it. You know what I'm saying? Failure challenges you to go deeper and to go harder or to quit. So actually, we don't need to teach our children against failure. We need to teach them against quitting. Quitting is not the option. Hell with failure, because failure is part of the process. All of y'all remember going back to remember your ABCs. It took you many times of failure to get it. Even if you don't remember those many times. Writing, it took you many times of failing in writing. Basic mathematics, it took you a while to memorize your addition tables, your subtraction tables, your multiplication table, your division table. Failure, failure. Even in your walking, it took you time to get your walking right. You had to fall. You had to become acquainted with the ground. And by studying, see, because a lot of us, we study success. You know, maybe I might need to start studying some failure. Maybe we might need to study failure and the feelings that an individual go through during failure, so that we can go and start hyping people up or something. I don't know. But yo, family, I gotta go. This is Brother Hot Tim. I got mad love for you. Brother Hot Tim is out. And I want to thank everybody for joining us. Brother Shaka, shouts out to you. CeeLo, shouts out to you. Let's see who else on here. Sister Stephanie, I seen you on there. Ruthie, I seen you on there as well. Miss Amatu, I want to thank you for joining us. Marcus Sauter, I want to send shouts out to you. Navita was on the line for a minute. I don't know if she's still here. But remember, May 19th, we got the Malcolm X Festival at the Millennium Community School. Make sure you donate, because I'm about to send them texts out. Well, I can't send it out now because this damn computer, you know, I ain't got Wi-Fi. You know what I'm saying? Somebody came in, they sent the agent in to sabotage the Wi-Fi. I'm doing something right. I'm out.